Good afternoon, judges. My name is Shreya Ranjan, and I am the mobile application developer from North Penn High School based out of Pennsylvania. My application, Kolb Academy, is a comprehensive and multifaceted school platform able to actively maintain thousands of users and effectively handle their various academic needs. Let's get started by going through a demo of the app. When a user logs in with his or her credentials, the app returns a unique client ID corresponding to the user. On the home screen, users can view identification information like their title and email address. They also have the ability to report bugs to the developer for continuous improvement. On the Activities tab, users can view fun ways to stay involved at Kolb Academy and make the most of their time here as students. Here, users scroll through a top pane to see various clubs and teams they have the option of joining. When a club or team is clicked, the top card reflects the days and the time it meets, as well if it meets seasonally or year-round. The bottom card represents the users with a scrollable roster of all the members present in the club, along with their respective profile pictures and positions. On the Email tab, users can email their teachers and fellow students. When the tab is clicked, users arrive at the inbox and can see their email in threads in sequential order. Users can filter their inbox by sender, subject, and message content. When an email is clicked, a model appears showing a detailed view of the selected email. Here, users can view through the entire message thread and respond to the most recent email. When a response is sent, it appears in the recipient's inbox in real time. Users can also draft new emails and begin message threads by clicking the plus button in the bottom right-hand corner. On the Calendar tab, users can view all the exciting events happening at Kolb Academy. Dates with events have blue circles underneath them. When clicked, the main calendar view retracts, and users can see the events listed in the selected week along with the time and location of each event. When an event is clicked, a model appears, providing the users with the ability to review and edit all information pertaining to the event. When users click on the Schedule tab, they have the ability to view their list of classes, filtered each day by the school week. The view succinctly presents the key information about each class and lets users quickly view their class's name, time, location, teacher, and period. Users can also click the floating action button in the bottom right corner to open a model containing a detailed, editable view of his or her courses. Here, they can efficiently slide to the list of class lists and edit specific attributes. Changes to the course details are updated in real time, and users can view their updated schedule immediately. Lastly, on the Menu tab, users can see what the Kolb Academy cafeteria will be serving in the upcoming week. Meal information is segmented into a scrollable view consisting of a main course, side dish, drink, and dessert. Additionally, an image of each food item is as well with nutritional information is also provided for user convenience. I'd now like to provide a brief overview of my application's tech stack. While I go into more detail about how I use each of these tools later in the presentation, the stack includes React Native, the language in which I develop my front end, Python, the language in which I develop my back end, Amazon Web Services, my cloud service provider, Notion and Adobe XD, my tools I use to plan my project, and VS Code, the editor in which I wrote my code. Lastly, I use Google Firebase, which is my application's social media. When I first contemplated my application's architecture, there were a few general considerations to keep in mind: accessibility, scalability, and cost. So let's break that down a little bit. First, accessibility. In order to maximize the number of students and teachers that could use my app, I knew it would have to support the two most prevalent mobile operating systems, iOS and Android. Keeping this in mind, when it came to develop my front end, I decided against more conventional platforms like Xcode and Android Studio, but in favor of React Native, a cross-platform JavaScript framework based off the popular web development framework React. This decision allowed me to leverage my existing JavaScript knowledge and simultaneously develop my app on both operating systems. Next is scalability. I wanted to make sure my app is as seamless as it is with 10 users as it is with thousands. Traditional server-based architecture imposes a limit on the number of requests that can be sent in a certain time period. Exceeding this limit can increase latency and potentially cause downtime. After doing some research, I discovered Amazon Web Services' serverless application model. This model allows me to specify my backend resources into a YAML file and lets AWS manage the resources needed to service the traffic. And my final consideration, cost. Since my architecture can dynamically scale based on usage, the cost to host the application also scales proportionally. This is particularly useful for an application such as this, since we expect a high volume of traffic during school hours and close to no traffic during sleeping hours. Let's now take a moment to walk through the specific services used to run the app. Users authenticate themselves on the login page, and their credentials are sent and verified against Google Firebase. A successful login will return a unique identifier. All subsequent CRUD operations are validated using this unique identifier. These operations include send email, update schedule, or delete calendar event. All of these are routed through REST calls using API Gateway. API Gateway then checks the incoming requests and invokes a particular Lambda function, as shown on the screen. The Lambda function performs a necessary validation and queries a DynamoDB table corresponding to the Lambda function. Another key stage of the software development lifecycle is analysis, a stage which it is important to reflect upon the challenges encountered thus far, and development steps that will fortify and expand the application in the future. Some of the challenges I encountered while building an application include a technical learning curve, particularly regarding AWS, and working on a project that requires distributed services in terms of having an isolated client, server, and database. In terms of future development, I would like to increase my application security, particularly by encrypting my database at rest, diagnose and resolve my application's code by expanding my testing suite, and integrate federated identity into my application by supporting authentication like sign-on with Facebook. I would be remiss if I did not mention some key individuals. First and foremost, I would like to thank my dedicated FBLA advisor, Ms. Linda Westerlund, for her continued support and guidance throughout the development of my application. I would also like to thank Mr. Ryan Kolb, my computer science teacher, for providing me with an introduction to programming and inspiring me to expand my knowledge of app development. Judges, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my presentation. I would be very happy to field any questions you may have regarding my project now.